Hello. Welcome to the Tutors of Life podcast, where we research life so you don't have to. Episode 312. This is your host, Shaun Tudor.
And this is Sam. And this is a talk episode where the tutors talk.
It's warm up here tonight.
A little bit. 72.
It's warm.
Mm-hmm. I mean, the air hasn't kicked on, at all.
It's like stale because the air hasn't been on today.
Mm-hmm.
But
it's raining, so you'll probably hear some thunder in the back, and you'll see Mimi just be terrified.
Mimi is scared.
Yeah. Happy 4th of July.
Happy 4th of July. Yeah.
Yeah? What are we doing tonight, Shaun? Anything?
Nothing.
No.
No.
Shaun and I, we celebrate 4th of July on the 3rd of July up in Cornell, which is, if you're not from Eau Claire, it's a half hour, 45 minutes north.
Uh-huh.
So we go up there with my family, celebrate, watch fireworks, and then it's nice because then we have the whole 4th to do what we need.
Mm-hmm. Whatever we want.
Mm-hmm. And then we're not tired and exhausted when we have to go to work tomorrow.
Right. Yeah, I could probably go to sleep right after this.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably go to sleep now.
Yeah.
I'm real tired.
Damn. I took a nap, so I'm doing pretty okay.
Yeah, I should have napped.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's kind of what we got going here.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think what's happening in life.
Got some mice in our house?
Yeah, that's pretty shitty.
Yeah.
We found where they're coming in, though, we think.
Yes.
And I filled the hole.
Yep.
So that's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully, they're gone.
Yeah, we'll see tonight.
Yeah.
We put some traps out the past couple nights, and they licked off all the peanut butter, and the trap didn't go off. So.
Yeah. And we haven't had mice in our house for years. Since probably 5/24.
This one, we know it did have some in here before we moved in.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, 5/24 would have been the only house.
Crazy.
Uh-huh. I'm actually shocked now thinking about it that Corona didn't.
Yeah.
But so yeah, that's it's been fun.
Sure.
I hate it.
Do you?
Yep. It was so funny because I was doing dishes the other afternoon, and Shaun called, and I was like, I think there's mouse poop on the counter. And you didn't really, you believed me, but you're just like, oh, that'd be weird. But the night before, I'd been up reading, and we had a Pyrex glass measuring cup, and I had put a spoon in it, and I could hear it jingling around in the Pyrex thing. But the dishwasher was going, so I was just like, oh, maybe the dishwasher's just because it's right next to our sink. So I was like, maybe it's just vibrating and just causing it to move. No. It was a mouse.
Mm-hmm. And that's when it'd be nice to have a cat.
Yep.
Kind of the only time.
Yeah. But, so we moved our fridge, and there was just a tiny little hole. And they hadn't chewed any holes into the cupboards, which was really good. So they hadn't been in any cupboards. They had just been on the one side of our counters.
Right.
So.
Right.
And I think there was only one, because it wasn't too terrible. We didn't have a whole lot of mouse poop to clean up under the fridge.
Right.
So. Yeah, we'll see tonight. We'll update you on Monday.
Yeah, for sure. What did we do this week? I'm trying to think of anything.
Did we talk about last weekend?
I don't know.
I think we did.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, we did.
We talked about trivia and... Yep.
Yeah, so what? Guess what the fuck? What do we do? I don't even know, dude. I don't know anymore.
Shaun's been able to go to jiu-jitsu again.
Yeah, that's pretty sick, actually. That's really nice.
Mm-hmm.
I've missed it.
Mm-hmm.
Missed it a lot. Tomorrow, I'm going to go. You going to go tomorrow? Cookout afterwards?
Oh, I'll try. We'll see.
Okay.
Because, do you want me to, come with you, at 6?
No.
Cool.
Wouldn't make sense.
No.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense. Okay.
Because what time's the cookout at? 7? Because
It'll be 7:45.
Okay, because you said it's just open mat.
Yeah, 6:30 open mat, so it'd be like 7:30, 7:45.
Yeah, we'll see.
Depends though, it might be raining. It looks like it's gonna be storming tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
Something might happen.
Yeah, that's true.
But I can still go train. I'm gonna train in the morning. I'm gonna lift.
Oh, yeah.
Lift some weights in the morning.
Office gym is almost there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's really close. Maybe I'll work on that tomorrow a little bit.
Ooh, that'd be good.
I don't think I have anything else going on, do I?
No, you just need to help me with some invoicing.
Okay.
And then that's about it.
Jeez.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because I was thinking about it, because it'd be nice if we got the other mirror there at some point. We probably won't be able to tomorrow since it's going to be raining all day. But, I mean, just to put up the boards to start putting up the mirrors would be really nice.
Yeah. I'm excited to get my other truck back.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we have to go do that tomorrow. Yeah? Or no?
Yeah. Just making noise, baby.
Shaun, what'd you decide?
I haven't decided anything, babe. You tell me. What have I decided?
What did you discuss this morning?
I should have got a half ton?
Just a comfier truck.
I know. We had a plan. Plan went to shambles. And there's small amounts of regret.
Dude, there's been 2 instances this week that you got to tell me I'm finally right. 2.
Uh-huh. I know. We're not going to talk about it. So, but you didn't tell me not to get that Chevy truck. You thought it was a good idea.
You got it, but I didn't get to ride in it.
Okay, yeah, but you were like, yeah, this makes sense. This is a good idea.
Yeah, it does make sense.
I bought it, and then you're like, this thing sucks. And I was like, yep, it does. But I didn't know that because when you test drive something, you only test drive it for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So you don't know. But then after I sit and I drive in it for a few hours, I'm like, oh, my back is fucked. Mm-hmm. Like, my back's more fucked up now than ever before just from that fucking truck, dude.
Yeah. It's wild. It doesn't make any sense.
I don't understand. Like, I've had the same truck, but in a half ton of that truck.
And it was so comfy.
It was so comfy.
We
loved
road tripped it.
I love that truck.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like, I've got this. I'm like, I need a fucking new back.
Mm-hmm.
Super weird.
Mm-hmm. I don't get it.
No, I don't either. So, I don't know. It just sucks, but and I am where I am. Life is where it's at. I don't know.
Yeah.
I kind of just want to, like, have the back pain. Not really. It'd be pretty cool to not.
Yeah, I could see that.
Whatever. I don't actually have answers. I don't know, a half ton would have been cooler.
Can I talk about Bridgerton real quick?
I don't care.
Okay. So, there's gonna be a spoil. I'll do it real quick, and then you can jump in to listen to it. So, at the end of season 3 in the TV show, Francesca gets married to her husband. Why can't I think of his name right now?
Michael.
Nope. His name is not Michael. Sterling. Nope, his name isn't Sterling. It's
Francesca's husband, Sir John
Kilmartin. There we go.
Damn, dude, I'm good.
That was good. So they got married, and then he introduces his cousin, which is supposed to be Michael Sterling.
Yeah.
But in the show, they changed it to Michaela Sterling. And the TV show, like...
Because they want to be fucking progressive because we're ridiculous, and Benedict fucks dudes now. It's just all fucked up.
So
keep going, babe. Keep going.
Francesca 1 is, like, head over heels in love with John. But in the TV show, they really don't show that.
Right.
Because, like, they kiss at their wedding, and she just, like, seemed like she wanted more. Right? Uh-huh. And then she meets Michaela, and she, like, is speechless because of Michaela.
Hollywood is so good at fucking up good things.
Julie, there's been, like, a petition. A petition started to bring...
Oh, really? Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, because people want Michael Sterling. Because anybody who reads the books... Understands. Because in the book, it describes him as, like, the most, like, attractive male. And so, obviously... Oh, who's reading the Bridgerton series?
It's definitely like white suburban women who like smut.
100%. Straight white women.
That's pretty much the main clientele.
Maybe not just white women. Straight women is a majority, I would say.
Yeah, but I would definitely also put it in. There's probably a lot higher percentage of white women than other colored women.
Probably. But, so, women, we read the books, and we want to see the hot men.
Yeah, you guys want to read about that smut. It's your form of pornography.
So many people were talking about how, because I was, like, reading so many posts about it. Because they're just like, when they found out that the Bridgerton series was going to be a TV show, the one thing they were most excited for was to see who they were going to cast as Michael Sterling.
No shit.
That was the one thing people were the most excited for.
Dude, do you know who I think they should have done for that?
Who?
Henry Cavill.
Oh, 100%.
Because he's put him in any fucking role, dude. Put that guy in any role.
100%.
Yeah, it makes sense.
There's quite a few, like, men that they could have chosen that would have been just top-notch.
Yeah, like
TV.
Henry Cavill.
Obviously.
Who else? Who else would be really good? The guy that plays Captain America.
I guess, yeah. Chris, Evans.
Yeah.
There it is. But yeah, so
Who else do you think would be a good one?
The blonde guy, which I think he got arrested for something. He was in the same movie as Henry Cavill.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah. The one where they both fight over a woman? No.
And a job as well, because they're both like secret agents. One's like British, one's American.
Right.
Yep. I can't think of what that
Yeah.
right
Okay,
now.
that makes sense. That checks out. Who else? Is there good-looking actors nowadays?
Oh, there's quite a few out there, but I think
Maybe Zac Efron before the jaw change.
Yeah.
Before the plastic surgery.
Yeah. Also think about like all the Bridgerton characters. Did you know any of them in anything before?
Oh, dude, I'm gonna tell you what. Sometimes they make movies, and they're with no-name cast, like Outer Banks.
Yeah.
Dude, Outer Banks, I was like, I didn't know a single person. What a bunch of good actors and actresses. Incredible, dude.
Yeah.
What else is there? Stranger Things, but that's meh. It's okay.
But so they could literally probably put out a ad to find a really hot upcoming actor, and it would be fun. So anyways.
Kind of like the dude in the first book. That dude was a hot-looking dude.
Oh, yeah.
What was his name?
Simon.
He was like a mulatto, but with blue eyes somehow.
God, he's beautiful. And then he was like, then he got famous after that.
Yeah, because he was so
left.
hot,
Yeah.
dude.
So anyways, so in the book.
I'm straight, by the way.
Have we talked about this on the podcast?
I don't fucking know, dude. Keep going.
Sorry, guys, if we have. But in the book, the book is called When He Was Wicked, because Francesca's super innocent, and like she's head over heels in love with John, but she likes to hear Michael Sterling's wicked stories. So like of how he
Promiscuous days.
Yes, how he would get women, but he would never like obviously go into detail about any of the things. So when the book is titled When He Is Wicked, so how are you supposed to do that with a woman?
When she is wicked.
And she's going to talk about her sexcapades?
In 2024, that actually makes a lot of sense.
Books are in 1830.
Yeah, no, I know, but Hollywood's in 2035.
Secondly, so spoiler, if you didn't know, John dies shortly into them being married.
So for all you people that haven't read the book and Sam's totally ruining it all, I'm sorry.
Anyways, so John dies. And the whole reason she starts to find a man again is because she...
Man again? Like a Volkswagen van again?
Jesus. Is because when John dies, she found out she was pregnant and then miscarried shortly after. So then Michael Sterling then has to be Lord Kilmartin, and he didn't want to be in charge of that, so he ran away. So then she took care of the whole estate and did great. But then she was like, I want a baby. Because all of her siblings have multiple kids, and she's up in Scotland all by herself, and she's just like, I want a baby. Like, my duty was to get married, and have kids.
Fill me with that seed is what she's saying.
100%.
Yeah.
And then whatever, eventually she'll find a man. I won't tell you who, but she finds a man and they try to have kids and she has a hard time. So it's about infertility issues and like the want to have kids and have to go through all those infertility and miscarriages and stuff like that.
I'm going to be honest with you. I know how they're going to play this now. Because she wants a kid, but she's a lesbian, so she can't have a kid. And so they're like...
But you're missing one demographic to go to the other. So you're totally skipping out in the whole infertility, I want a baby demographic. And now you're going to go to the hardships of a lesbian demographic.
I wonder what happened to my pen.
I don't know. But...
It's over there.
So there was a whole petition, and Julia Quinn posted about it and was like... So it wasn't her idea. It was the producer's idea. Not shocked there. But she said she was okay with it and she's excited to see where it goes. But she said to think of it as like two separate storylines. And she's like, the whole Bridgerton series is all about happy endings and Francesca will have her happy ending. But it's just going to be a different story than the books.
Right.
But I'm just like, then don't call it the Bridgerton series.
Right.
Like, I'm in love with those characters, and I want to see their stories on the screen, not just in my head.
Right.
And now they ruined it for me.
Right.
So I'm just mad. Very mad.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't read... No, because Eloise's story, they could have made her a lesbian very easily, actually.
Would have made all the sense.
And that's what a lot of people said, that they...
I always thought that's what they would do with her.
100%. Her story, like, you wouldn't have to change her story a whole lot to make her a lesbian.
Right.
Like, it would have been fine. So yeah, I'm really upset about that. A lot of people predicted that it would have been Eloise instead of Francesca. But I have a feeling, which I think will be a really bad move on them, that they're going to make the next season about Francesca. Which I think they should have done Benedict, Eloise, and then Francesca. But that's just me. You can't really do... You could do Eloise's story without Benedict's first, but there are some points... There's a lot of things that happen in Eloise's that you need Benedict to go through his story for it to make sense. If that makes sense. You're not paying attention anyways.
No, keep going, babe. You're telling me that there's a lot of things for Benedict for it to make sense.
For Eloise's to make sense. So I'm saying, like, the next season I think they would have to do Benedict's. I think they would have to do Benedict, Eloise, Francesca. But I think they're going to do Francesca's first. Mm-hmm. Which is, I think it's just dumb. I think they're doing Francesca's first just so they can have the lesbian storyline come up faster.
Yeah, good way to fucking tank ratings.
Honestly, yeah. So that's my rant. I'm sorry it was 10 minutes long. Shaun kept interrupting me, so.
Are you ready?
For what?
This is just like the Umbrella Academy.
I know, dude.
Bro, I am a sucker for a good fucking series. Mm-hmm. You know what, dude? You give me a little superhero action. You give me a little drama. You give me a little dysfunction. Mm-hmm. I'm in, dude.
100%.
You give me
a muscle man?
A muscle man. Give me some good music.
Yeah.
Give me some good music. A muscle man, dude. I'm pretty much in, dude. And start watching the Umbrella Academy. It's got this like catchy little tune whenever they're doing like their thing. And I'm like 3 fucking seasons deep. I'm like, I can't fucking wait for the 4th season.
Wasn't it the 3rd season that this happened? Yeah.
It was the 3rd season?
It was the beginning of the 3rd.
2 seasons deep. I can't fucking wait for the 3rd season, dude. Like, come quickly, please. Mm-hmm. It comes out. And the first fucking episode.
No, it was like the 2nd or 3rd.
All right, fine. The 2nd or 3rd episode, Vanya becomes Victor.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is absolutely retarded. And it's like, I've never felt... They're in the middle of the world fucking ending, right? Mm-hmm. Like, the world is actually ending.
And she's like, he won't accept that I'm Victor now. Because, like, one of the brothers, like, didn't acknowledge it or something.
Dude, literally, the world's fucking ending. And this bitch, the strongest bitch that, like, fucking can save it or kill it, right? Is just like... I've always felt wrong in my body. I feel like a man, and I'm going by Victor now, and half of them are like, oh my God, Vanya, or Victor, that's so good, you came out. And one of them's like, what's wrong with you? And then one of them's like, hey, the world's fucking ending.
Yeah, and she's like, I need you to accept this.
Yeah, and I'm like, right then and there, it's done. I was done. I will not fucking turn that show back on again.
We couldn't do it.
They fucking ruined it, dude. And then, like, The Witcher, dude. Hey, let's change the plot line of The fucking Witcher. Remove Henry Cavill. Yeah, that seems to make fucking sense, since he's the hottest goddamn actor out there, not just in looks, but, like, he's in every fucking movie and series now because he's such a goddamn man. Let's go ahead and replace him with Liam Hemsworth?
I think so. I don't know. Chris?
Liam.
Wasn't that Thor?
No. It's Thor's brother, Liam.
Oh, okay, yeah.
The guy that was in Mockingjay? What's that series called? Hunger Games.
There you go.
Anyhow, let's go ahead and ruin a fucking phenomenal book with, like, a stupid ass... Dude, like The Following. The Following for The Witcher is just a bunch of fucking nerds stroking off like, dude... Give me the fucking Witcher series, and we're like, I'm in. I'm on the fucking Witcher forums. I'm the Witcher pages. I've read all the Witcher books, and I'm like,
you've done everything but play the video games.
Yeah. Because I don't play video games, but I'm like, I'm fucking dedicated to this, right? And then they're like, hey, we're gonna start changing the plot line, and I'm like, why the fuck would we do this? And then Henry Cavill's like, I'm a huge fan. I can't go off what the book doesn't stand for, and then they get rid of him. Okay, wait for your ratings to tank, dumbasses. So anyways, I feel that Hollywood a lot of the time does a lot of dumb shit.
Oh, 100%.
But it's not just Hollywood, it's liberals. A lot of liberals are really stupid. Did you see Mark Cuban? Mark Cuban came out and said that, like, Joe Biden is still our best candidate. He's a great man. He's done more for this country in the last, like, however many fucking, in the last 3 years than, you know, all of the presidents. Like, it's better to have somebody who's a little incompetent than a liar. And it's like, well, when you look at the stats, actually Biden lied a lot more than Trump at the debate. But, you know.
They like to go off of Biden's fake results anyways.
Fake news.
Yeah. Real quick off of that, I kind of want to post on Facebook or somewhere, because I'm just curious what people are going to say. Because everyone says, like, we need to keep Biden in for democracy. Like, we're going to lose democracy and freedom if Biden's not reelected. What democracies are we going to lose with Trump?
Well, we've already had him for 4 years, and the country was operating so much better than now.
Yeah.
And so, like, we were in, we started no new conflicts. We were pulling out of conflicts.
Shaun, but what democracies are we going to lose by him coming back?
None.
Exactly. That's why I'm so confused. Like, that's why I kind of want to post, because I have so many liberal friends on Facebook.
Bro.
And if any of you are listening and you're on that side, like, message me. I'm actually curious what freedoms and democracies people think we're going to lose by Trump being back in office.
Trump, dude, the one hill that fucking liberals want to die on is the gay thing, and the
abortion.
And the abortion. And Trump's just like, yeah, I don't care. Go ahead, get your abortion. And they're just like, Trump, fucking, was it Kamala? Was it Kamala who posted? Kamala posted, like, Trump is trying to take women's reproductive rights away from them. He will stop abortions. And Elon comments. Elon's like, hey, just so you know, like,
that's not what he said.
That's not what he said in the debate. Like, this is a lie. Over 34 million or 40-something million, whatever. A boatload of fucking views and likes and shit. But anyways, dude, when you have Elon calling out Kamala for blatantly lying on X, when 1 week ago we watched Trump say, yeah, go ahead, get your abortion, I don't give a fuck. And
like, all he wanted to do, which is what happened, was just put it back to the states.
That's
He
it.
doesn't care what the states decide.
Go for gold, dude.
Like, he's just like, You vote for your local politician, so they get to decide what your state is. I'm not deciding. Like, I don't want to be a part of it. I'm putting it on the states.
Right.
So, like, he literally did the most, like, Switzerland thing ever. Like, be like, I don't have to be in charge of this. I'm putting your individual states in charge.
Right.
That, and then I don't know why people think that he's going to get rid of gay marriage. That was the last election. Literally, I don't know how many times I was told, like, vote for the gays. Like, we want to be able to stay married. And it's just like, not once has he ever talked about taking that away. Never. Never has he talked about it.
No, dude. I love the people who are like, oh my God, if Trump becomes president, you're going to go to jail for being gay. No. What it is when Trump becomes president, he's going to not allow porn in elementary schools anymore. Gay porn in elementary schools anymore.
We were just listening to this on PBD about how in San Francisco, if you're at a Pride event, you can be nude in front of children.
Yeah.
No children should be seeing that.
Well, first off, dude, let's take we ain't parents, but let's take a parenting 101. There are certain places you shouldn't bring your kids. I'm going to say, number one, I wouldn't bring a kid to a strip club.
No.
Okay. Number two, I wouldn't bring a kid to a drag show.
No. Probably, maybe once they're 16.
Okay, dude?
Yeah. But a kid? Yeah.
Okay, how about, we're not bringing we can say a later teenager.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe. Okay? Mm-hmm. I still think 18. I don't give a fuck. I still think I
the
think
drag
18.
shows that we used to watch.
Drag shows back in the day are not what drag shows are now.
Hell no.
I used to love drag shows 6 years ago.
Yep.
Andy Frisella talks about that. He used to love going to drag shows.
That I know.
It was fun as fuck, dude. Mm-hmm. Get me a little boozed up. Maybe hit a penny or a cup or two, whatever.
And the costumes were always just so pretty and extravagant. And now it's a strip show.
And these fucking dudes dressed up as chicks were just funny as shit. And guess what? Most of the time, those dudes were dudes in their normal life, and they just went and got dressed up and did the drag, and it was fun, and it was like whatever.
So many discuss now how they're just like, no, like, I am a man. I just like to dress like a woman. But right. I am a man.
100%, dude. And it's just funny, right? It's great. So, yes, would I take, like, a later teenager to the drag shows of 7 years ago? Yeah. Okay, sure. It's like a show. You know what I'm saying? Like, we went and watched with my parents when I was 14, Kyle was 16, or one of those, like, shows where the chicks get almost naked on the thing, they're down to just their like skimpy whatever.
Yeah.
But it's like a big dance thing, and they do
like a burlesque or something.
Like a burlesque, but without the titties.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like my parent, we went to that, and it was like, oh, that was really fun because like it was an actual show, like there was performance, and then there was hot chicks.
Yeah.
Which was really cool. So like, yeah, okay, whatever. Nowadays, dude, you shouldn't be I wouldn't bring a fucking kid to a drag show nowadays. No. It's not fucking happening, dude. Even if I wouldn't even consider bringing a kid until they're 16 to a drag show of what the drag show was in the past.
Yeah.
It's not necessary.
No, it's not.
Right. And so, okay. And so then let's go one more step farther. Let's not bring them to Pride events in California where fucking dudes have their cocks out.
Yeah. They just don't need to be seeing that.
What does a fucking 6-year-old kid, 8-year-old kid, 10-year-old, 12-year-old, whatever, need to be seeing grown men with their fucking cocks out being nasty, doing weird shit? Doesn't need to happen, dude. No.
When did you start watching porn?
That doesn't count because I'm fucked up, and if a kid's got access to it, a kid will start whenever.
Yeah, but like, an average kid probably starts at like 12, right?
14.
14?
So like, there's a big, I would say kids mostly... They will if they find nudie mags or whatever, they'll start at 3, dude. Kids are little fucking savages. They want to see titties, dude.
Yeah, but they don't know
they don't know what they're doing.
Yeah.
I would say most of my friends and stuff, we didn't start watching porn and freaking jerking the stick until 14, 15.
Yeah. And that is their choice, right? They choose to do that, and they're exploring their own sexuality on their own.
Yeah.
On their own, kids can figure it out on their own. You don't need
right.
One, your parents bringing you to a place that can't be good mentally to be fucking seeing nude people at. I take that back because I have heard of some families where the parents walk around nude.
Oh, okay. Yeah, if you desensitize your kids to it in your home,
Then it's not sexualized.
yes, but you can't tell me there's not sexualization at a fucking Pride Fest.
Look up, is there age restrictions to nudist beach in Europe? I'm curious.
I know there is on Carnival cruise ships.
There's nudist pools and Carnival cruise ships?
Yeah, you know that there's like a 18 only deck.
Well, I know there's an 18 only deck. I've been on a no, I was on a Norwegian cruise. Anyways, but I didn't know that there was a nude pool. It seems kind of weird.
Is there age limit for a hot air balloon ride?
Interesting.
Super weird. Is there an age limit for nude beaches?
Yeah, in Europe. I want to specify in Europe. Just
Europa.
Yeah. I don't actually know if the U.S. has. We probably has a nude beach. Maybe, I don't know. Because Europeans don't sexualize the body as much as we do. Because, people fucking throw hissy fits about a mom breastfeeding in public. Because we sexualize boobs and shit too much. Sean's really reading hard.
No, so this one says no.
No?
They got a 14-year-old who's a nudist. Okay. All ages are okay at nude beaches. Just be cautious of what kind of nude beach it is. You don't want to end up on a sexual nude beach. Yep. Not sure about now, but I went to nude beach with my classmates when we were 13, and later I went alone at 14. But that was a socialist country where we had more freedom and less religion. Makes sense.
Yeah, that does make a lot of
I
sense.
see people saying, yes, it's okay, and that in Europe kids can even go. And personally, I think it's a beautiful thing to not see nudity as sexual. But the world isn't like that, and it can be somewhat weird. The entire world thinks nudity equals sexual and icky, including me. So it's hard to even want to cringe your children and literal kids to okie of these.
Okay, that's good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so I guess, some places there's not age restrictions on minors.
So here's my conflict of why I don't like the whole pride thing and being naked. Because pride is like a sexual orientation, and you're bringing in nudity with it. So you're pairing the nudity with sexualization.
Yes.
So that is like, that's why I was starting to like question things a little bit, because I was just like, oh, I do know that the U.S. as a whole, we sexualize the body way more than like, especially European countries.
But not as bad as like over in fucking the Middle East.
Right. Obviously, yeah, like women there, you have to wear like pants and shit all the time.
Hijabs.
Yeah.
You have to cover everything but your face. I think even you got to cover most of your face.
It depends on what type. Because some of them it's everything but your eyes, and some it's just your hair.
Interesting. Okay, keep going.
Well, your hair and your body, like, so you can show your whole face. So yeah, I just don't like the idea of having the sexualization and the nudity together.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid.
I don't know. Just let kids be kids. They figure it out on their own. You don't need to force your fucking, I want you to be gay or a boy or a girl or whatever on your kids. I was a tomboy as a kid. Do you think my mom called me a boy? No.
Yeah, kind of interesting.
Yeah. Kids don't know any better. Let them be kids. Let them have their imagination. Don't ruin it for them.
Sure, I agree. Yeah, I think most people probably agree.
Also, fun fact that we found out, if you have a government-issued phone,
Yeah.
you can't go on porn sites.
How freaking ridiculous is that?
I think it's smart, but...
I think it's smart too. I don't think... Yeah, I think it's really smart, but the thing is like, is it really detracting people from going and like doing something with their lives?
No, but we gotta think, like, we know a client who, if he, like...
it's good thing it's blocked.
Yes.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
okay.
It's a good thing it's blocked, but like, okay, me as an adult, I am driven and I want to like have my own shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So if I had a government phone and it had any restrictions, porn or not, I'd be like, yeah, I'm just going to get my own phone.
Mm.
And like, that's with anything, right? Like,
Yeah.
I'm just going to like, if I could only afford a bus, the first thing in my brain would be, how do I afford a car?
Yeah.
Like so my point is, like, these people, just because they can't go on porn sites, the only thing that detracts them from doing is like, what, maybe beating off?
Yeah.
But like, are these people actually going out and doing more with their lives? I doubt it.
Yeah. Well, as we found out, I mean,
Not at all.
not at all.
Yeah.
We heard of someone that was mad about it, and they were given the advice, well, why don't you work a part-time job and then you could afford your own phone?
Yeah.
And they said, why would I do that?
They're like, F that, I'm going to find a bitch who's going to be my
sugar mama, yeah.
And it's like, dog, if you haven't found that yet, you ain't finding it.
And yeah, no. But so yeah, I am truly curious what democracies we're going to be losing with Trump in office.
I love my boy DT. Mm-hmm. Super excited for him to be back in office. Mm-hmm. I like bringing it up at your family events. Your family loves it.
Yeah, they really do love it.
They're all so hardcore R with me. Mm-hmm. It's
They're fun. Not, if you can't tell the sarcasm.
I like to just bring it up. I like to stir the pot.
Yeah, you do.
Once silence sets in, I'm like, so how about that debate? And then they're like, Jesus. And then, whatever. It's just part of the thing, guys. I just want to be uncomfortable with everyone. Mm-hmm. We should all be uncomfortable together.
Yeah.
So anyways, so I was on Snapchat, and this dude, they had a thing like, what happens when you take Tren? Mm-hmm. And it was this guy like getting arrested by the cops and freaking out and shit. And they're like, this is what happens when you mix Tren with recreational drugs. And I'm just like, it doesn't say which recreational drugs, but the dude's clearly quacked out of his fucking mind.
Right.
And I'm like, okay. If you're doing meth and you happen to take Tren, you're just going to be like someone cracked out doing crazy shit, but jacked. Mm-hmm. If you're just taking meth, it's going to be the same thing. You're just not jacked. Mm-hmm. Like, like, personal experience here. Used it multiple times, Tren, not meth. And it's awesome. Probably like happy as can be. Mm-hmm. No manic episodes, just episodes of pure bliss.
Yeah. Because
I can curl 100-pound dumbbells and fucking walk around breathing heavy with one flight of stairs. Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Right?
No, yeah.
Oh, sure. Fucking abs popping out at 220 pounds like a goddamn Greek G-O-D.
Yeah.
And you just walk around fucking, you just feel like such a... I was so happy. Mm-hmm. Because you're so strong. Yeah. It's just amazing. But I'm sure if I was doing that mixed with meth, I would have been pretty fucked up.
Yep.
And I say that because I know dudes. I know motherfucking dudes who will start with like a recreational drug, right? Whatever it is. And then they get a taste for drugs. And then they start taking everything. Mm-hmm. They like, maybe they worked out before, they were good kids, whatever. And then they start smoking weed. Or maybe they tried coke at the bar with a friend. Or maybe they were big into lifting and someone got them on test. And next thing you know, there's just some people. There's some people, who's the really big jack dude? Oh, he had 5% meals. Rich Piana. Yeah, so people are like, oh, he died from heart attack, but he had a copious amount of cocaine in his system. Yeah. Like, oh, okay, well, did the steroids give him a heart attack, or was it the copious amount of cocaine? Okay. But that's what. So I've seen multiple people firsthand who, yes, they were on steroids, but they could not help themselves from using meth, heroin, coke, ecstasy, whatever. They're just like, give me all the drugs. I want all the drugs. Mm. And it's like, okay, yeah, dude, it's not the steroids. You've got an addiction issue with drugs.
Yeah.
And so anyways, I just thought it was funny that, like, I just love these fucking stupid ass things on the internet, and like movies portrayed all the time, like, oh, there's such a bad thing. Okay, sure, it's bad to be juicy, jacked, tan, look like a fucking god. Yeah, that's a real bad thing. Come on, you might have raisins for testes, but you look fucking sick.
Well, and you just got to do it properly. I mean, we've talked about it. Like, obviously, if you do anything like that, like, make sure the rest of your levels are good. Because people that have high estrogen and do tren, that ain't gonna be good. Of course you're gonna be fucking nuts, because estrogen is the emotion hormone.
Dude, I've literally been on tren, gotten blood work done, and my doctor go, man, my clients would die for your blood work. And I'm like, yeah, dude. And they're like, what do you want? Like, what? I'm just like, just, you know, the normal protocol. You know?
Yeah.
It's fucking sick, dude. I don't know. I think it's good, man. I think a lot of these things are good. You just got to be smart. You got to take your aromatase inhibitors, you know, your cabergoline, you know, if you're taking tren, or your anastrozole if you're taking test or whatever. So you just got to be smart with your estrogen and stuff and whatever. But now I'm natty, dude. I'm clean. I could go back to weightlifting. I'm like essentially a boy again. Probably testosterone of a fucking
6-year-old? 60?
Yeah, 60 or a 6-year-old, either one. Yeah.
Probably.
So I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
It's part of the game.
Yeah.
Part of life.
What else you got on that list?
Okay, so I wanted to touch back on the whole thing with like what democracies are we losing, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay. And how and we talked about how when Trump was in office, no new war started, and we made a plan to pull out of Iraq, and there was a plan by 2021. Hey, we're going to pull out of Iraq.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay, so now, under Biden's presidency, we have lost 7 embassies. We have lost 7 embassies throughout the world while Biden's been in president, because we've gotten ran out by those countries because of us being weak. So throughout different countries, there's embassies, and embassies are like your slice of your country in someone else's country, right? So like if over here China has an embassy, we can't just go in there, arrest people. Like, our laws don't apply in their little embassy.
It is a piece of Chinese land in the U.S.
Right. And so we have those all around the world for the U.S. Well, 7 embassies have been lost under Biden's presidency because Biden's weak. So how bad is that we lose part of our country? And then what does that show the people that we lost the embassies to? And then all the other people, all the other countries in the world looking at us going, oh, well, they pushed them out of those 7 embassies. We can push them out of ours. And next thing you know, we don't have any like foothold in any other country.
Because embassies are really good, because then we can like kind of keep an eye of what's happening in other countries. Is like one thing like that they describe them as. So it's a little piece of like a safe haven for like if there's U.S. citizens in other countries. Like if we lost our passport, we would have to try and find a U.S. embassy to go to get a new passport.
Right.
If we were in a foreign country. So they're really useful to have, and it also shows like kind of like not really allies, but just also like, you know, we trust you and you trust us, so we're going to give you this little piece of land for you.
Right.
So yeah, it's a very important thing to have them everywhere.
I think so. I think it's really important. But, you know, just another thing, you know, 2 wars have broken out. We've spent trillions of dollars. We've lost 7 embassies. You know, the list goes on and on.
But
of shit that's fucked up.
But don't worry, babe. Biden said that no U.S. soldiers have died under his command.
Right. And then CNN had to go back on and fact check him and say, well, that wasn't true.
Well, also then later in the debate, he then said,
yeah,
you know, we only lost 13 soldiers from Afghanistan.
I love it. On that same note, guys, I don't know who remembers this, before the midterm elections, gas prices were at an all-time high before midterm elections. And it was like it was 6 months before midterm elections when gas was like ridiculous, and they put forward the thing, and we've talked about this, that they started using the petroleum out of the Strategic Petroleum Reserve and putting it artificially bringing the price of petroleum down by putting it into our supply, not paying for it, like just putting it into the supply to lower the price, so that over those 6 months, he depleted the Strategic Petroleum Reserve, which is supposed to be like 500 million barrels, I think 500 million barrels, and is down to like 50 million barrels. It might even be less than that. What's up?
Wait, you said 5 million to 50 million?
No. I think it's like 500 million barrels.
Got it.
I think we're down to like under 50 million barrels.
God damn.
And so how do you stock that Strategic Petroleum Reserve? You need to take taxpayer dollars and pay for the petroleum and put it in your reserve, right? And you want to have that reserve for if any conflicts happen throughout the U.S. Throughout the world, if we are cut off. And we need strategic petroleum reserves to fuel our military, right? So we are at an all-time low petroleum reserve because they wanted to artificially inflate or artificially decrease gas prices so that when midterm elections came, it didn't look like Democrats were failing that bad.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to remind everybody that we still have to replenish those reserves, and over the
It's like they could open some pipelines again.
well, let's not get crazy.
Wild.
Over the next, however many days, 120 some days until election.
I think so, yeah.
Like, if something pops off, dude, we are in a very bad situation as the U.S. because we've given away billions and billions and billions of military equipment to Iran. To Afghanistan, Iran, when we withdrew because we're idiots. No, sorry, because Joe Biden is an idiot.
And we brought some to Ukraine now, right?
Oh, dude, they sent so much military equipment to Ukraine. I'm sure a bunch to Israel too. And so, like, we are not in the strongest position. Meanwhile, there's the fucking Russian sub 25 miles off of Florida, which I think is pretty cool too.
Every once in a while, if I go on Facebook, I like to go through reels, especially Charlie Kirk reels. And this one college student asked him if why Jews don't support the Democratic Party more. And Charlie Kirk is just like, well, they've obviously like kind of showed their position in that they support Palestine more than Israel.
Yeah.
And so, like, he's just like, so that's, against your people.
Right.
And the kid was just like, yeah, I just don't get it, though. Like, I mean, I'm still going to support or, like, vote for that side. Charlie Kirk's just like, okay, so you're supporting the people that want you dead? Cool.
Yeah, I mean, some people have mental illness, and that's could have to do with what's in our food. Maybe all the processed food are making all these people so stupid.
Who was Mao?
Mao was a Chinese dictator.
Chinese? Was he the one that started the Chinese communism?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really excited to read the Communist Manifesto.
Yeah, it'd be a good one. Be a real good book. We should buy it.
We have it.
Oh, for real?
We bought it in...
That's right, bro. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, so we have it. Yeah, I plan on reading it after The Devil. Outwitting the Devil.
Outwitting the Devil. All right, so a couple more things here. We were listening to PBD Podcast, guys. Check out PBD Podcast. It's amazing. Two of the things that I thought were funny as can be. John Deere is... What's up?
No, this is funny.
John Deere is laying off 600 employees and shutting down 3 plants and sending that work to Mexico. And, one way to look at it is like, with how hard things have become, in the U.S., wages have gone up. You need to do a lot more. It costs so much more to
taxes, insurance,
manufacture your products, tax, insurance, all that stuff, right? Doing all these things, it becomes tougher and tougher and tougher to run a business. So John Deere's like, yep, fuck it, we're going to Mexico, right? Here's the first issue. Here's like, so I understand business-wise, P&L. If you look at it just on paper, it makes sense. Okay? This is the point PBD made, and this was the first thing I thought of. Who are you selling your John Deere to?
Rural farmers, men.
Yeah. And what are most rural American men, farmers? Where do they lean?
Right side.
Right side. 100%.
Isn't there like a big like made in the USA movement going on?
Not only there's a big made in the USA movement, that's always been a big deal to farmers and like just men in general. There's also a thing where your Republican strong men, they believe in the USA like no matter what, right? And there was something interesting that happened when a company didn't like follow or didn't like go to their main base, their main people that bought their product. Bud Light. When Bud Light went woke for a minute and you have your main rural American men, we know people who will not drink Bud Light now. Still to this day. We knew bars who would not stock Bud Light.
We know bars that have had it like slim down on how much Bud Light they have because people refuse to drink it.
Absolutely. So when you look at that and you can learn like, hey, when we go against what our main populace wants, it has a negative impact on our company. So, yes, can we go make products cheaper in Mexico? Yup. As of right now, is it cheaper to ship them in and stuff? Yup. The first thing I heard, the first thing that went in my brain when I heard that they're laying off people here to bring the jobs to Mexico was, I'm not buying a John Deere. Okay?
Yep.
I'm not even a farmer. And I'm like, yeah, I'm not going to buy a John Deere. Like, I have a John Deere and like tractor or lawnmower.
But we're not going to buy a new one.
But I'm not going to buy a new one. I will not buy a new one then. I mean, why would I do that? That is stupid. I'll buy a Kubota or something, right? And so, like, when you, like, this is so true with so many things, dude. I hear it and I'm like, it was like Carhartt. When Carhartt did their fucking gay woke vaccine mandate and shit, I was like, okay, Carhartt, what a good way for me to not buy any more of your products. I loved Carhartt. And so it's like, dude, so anyways, I think, like PBD said, I think it's a terrible idea for John Deere. You have to look. You can't just look at what makes sense on paper. It goes back to the whole, if you ever read the book, The Psychology of Money, there are psychological things to every action and reaction. So on paper, you could look at something and go, yep, buying this rental property makes sense on paper. But then you get this gut feeling. Or then you feel, there's like this emotion attached to it and you go, all right, I can't do it. Or, whatever it is. There's always like some sort of emotion tied to things. And so they're not factoring in the psychological negative impacts of getting rid of 600 jobs here, shutting down 3 plants and bringing that to Mexico. They are not, when they're looking at their paper, their P&L, they're not factoring in how many fucking farmers
are going to stop buying their stuff.
Are done buying John Deere and now are going to fucking buy New Holland, Kubota, whatever the hell.
Also, an interesting thing, why wouldn't they have waited until the election? Because Trump plans on putting in a lot of tariffs. So you can't tell me that that P&L is still going to be good if there's a 10% tariff on it.
Dude, that's exactly what I love that you didn't even listen to the thing and that's what you came up with, because I think it was one of the guys on the show said that exactly. They're like, okay, so in 120 days they're fucked.
Yeah.
Like, this is stupid.
So you're going to try, like, then you're going to have to backtrack.
Yep.
Try and reopen the U.S. plants.
Yep.
Try and get all those people back, which it's going to be, by then, all those people have different jobs or will just not respect your company anymore.
Right.
Dude, and it's, are you bringing up the other company too?
Yeah. So then there's this other company, Tractor Supply. They started a DEI initiative.
What is that?
DEI.
It's like discrimination, or look it up.
Yeah, discrimination.
Or is it like
It's woke.
Yeah, is it like we're trying to get this amount of blacks and this amount of Asians as employees?
Diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Yep.
That's exactly what it is.
So they don't care what your qualifications are as long as you're black, Asian, Mexican.
Gay.
Yep.
Whatever. Yeah, dude. So, Tractor Supply implemented this DEI thing. Hey, it's no longer based on merit. It's based on skin color. Or sexual orientation, all that stupid shit, right? And so what they realized immediately, is that their main target population, their main target market is rural white men who tend to be farmers. Okay, guys, what's in your name? Tractor Supply. Who's shopping at Tractor Supply? Probably people with tractors. Okay, who has tractors? Farmers. All right, let's pull up a fucking graph. How many farmers per like fucking whatever percentage are not white men? Mm-hmm. It ain't a high fucking percentage.
No, I just don't know how, like, literally part of marketing is to know what your main demographic is.
Dude.
So how come someone in the marketing department wasn't like, hey, I know we want to do this, but maybe let's do it on the down low or like whatever, because our demographic is this, and they're very obviously not... they don't want to be a part of that.
I would love so much if they would take the marketing, like are they right out of college? Like, who is the marketers for these companies? Mm-hmm. Who has the marketing degree? I want to see the stats that go, this is going to get us more sales. I want to see it on a spread. Like, how is this thing you're doing going to get us more sales? Because I don't know how it could make sense.
No, and it's just so weird because, like, I mean, I remember in high school, like, we had to take a marketing class, and the kids that really liked it were definitely, like, people I was like, oh, I could see you being more right-leaning in the future. The people that were, like, really into marketing.
Bro, when I was in marketing and sales...
Because you took it in... college,
I took it in college.
Yeah.
Okay, you finish your thing, then I'll go on mine.
No, I'm just saying, like, because back in the day, like, most marketers were right-leaning people. So I don't know if that's, like, switched now. Well, I know a lot of girls started going into marketing, so I'm sure they are.
Dude, I'm going to tell you what. When I was I did a marketing minor in college in 2017, 2018 is when I took most of my marketing classes. Those people were so, like, fucking prim, posh, proper, like, conservative.
Like wear suits to class.
Dude, literally. They would go to sales conventions and, like, they would all over the U.S. and do sales competitions and shit.
Right.
These people were the farthest thing from woke.
So are these companies just not talking to their marketers? They must not be. Or are they like...
I legitimately don't know anymore.
Right. Oh, but what if so like these bigger companies, because I'm sure there's like a marketing head And I'm sure they're
woke.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that could be a thing, dude. But I mean, if you think about it, I don't know though, because when I was in school, Trump was in office, and college wasn't as woke. Like, college wasn't crazy woke when Trump was in office. There was something about when Biden came into office, schools got pretty weird.
Very weird.
Colleges are like weird now.
Yeah, that's my whole issue is I just don't know what happened because
It happened so fast.
And like it's not like Trump did anything bad in his 4 years.
No, dude, I think what it is, dude, it's just like these people wanted something to cry about because life is too good and too easy. And they don't want to take responsibilities for their poor diet, their poor habits, their poor lifestyle choices. And so they're like, well, what can we do? We've got purple hair. We're obese. We don't have a good job. We have a liberal arts degree that we are working at McDonald's making $35,000 a year, but we can't show up to our shifts because we have mental health issues because we eat so much bad shit and we don't surround ourselves with good people. And so I think what they do then is they're like, well, I can't get a good guy because I've got nothing going on in my life, or I'm a fat, useless fucking dude who can't pick up a chick, so there's nothing going on in life. So I'm going to just be gay or whatever to try and get somebody who's also fat and ugly and whatever to be a part of my pity party. And then what happens is they don't want to take accountability for any of their actions, that the just like string of terrible decisions they've made over the last 15 years of their life. And so they go, it's Trump's fault.
Okay. I just wanted to sum that up. I think they're just mad at their lives for the poor decisions that they have made, and they're just putting the blame on other people because they act like children.
That's what I said.
Yeah, in 10 seconds versus 2 minutes.
But mine was a little more fun.
Sure.
I took you on a journey.
You took us somewhere.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so anyways, dude, that's what I think it really is.
Because
yeah.
I'm very curious to like go to, do you remember, what was it, Bob? The club thing at the university?
Yeah.
Bash of...
Yeah, what was that?
I thought it was Bob, but...
What was it?
Whatever. It was just the thing where all the clubs had tables and you could sign up for
Oh,
clubs.
yeah, that's right.
Wasn't
Something like that. What do you think they have now there for clubs? Like fucking...
Well, but that's besides the point. But I remember there was always Campus Republicans. Like, that was a group. I mean, it was a smaller group, obviously.
Damn, dude. Now that you're saying that, I should have joined that group.
Oh, 100%. But now I'm, like, curious, like...
Do they still have it?
Yeah.
Or is it, like, double the size? Is it, like, 4 times the size now?
Right. Is it really big, or is it doesn't exist anymore because it was offensive?
I could see that being more reality, especially in liberal Eau Claire.
Yeah.
Yeah, so... Anyways, that's kind of that. This is going to lead into the next thing. We're going on a little string, taking everyone on a journey today.
Yeah, obviously.
So guys, this is about sharing the show. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Real AF with Andy Frisella. Just go listen to any fucking episode.
Honestly.
I think a really important one, they're wearing these goofy hats. Did you see that one?
I haven't seen that one yet.
Bro, that is fucking gold. Let me pull up. I got to tell you guys what episode because it's important. Because I love it. He had just so much good, like...
Here's why we like Andy Frisella so much, guys. Is he's literally predicted things 4 years ago.
Oh, dude. This is how I became, like...
We became more Republican because of him.
I started noticing stuff back in 2015 when I had family members telling me I'm a bigot and a failure and a racist white man and stuff because
uneducated white man.
Uneducated white male and stuff. I do nothing with my life because I thought that Donald Trump was a better candidate than the lying Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And so, whatever. But that's when I started noticing stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was watching a significant amount of shit in 2019 about like potential recession and like the stock market needing a little like drop off and shit like that, whatever. And so then, and that was like, it was predicted to be around November 2019. Mm-hmm. And so I was like really into a lot of shit like that. And then it didn't crash. And it just kept going. And then COVID happened. And I was like, oh, how weird. And so at the time, I'm like, this is just weird.
And then it was shortly after COVID that a lot of things crashed, but not crypto.
Yeah. Which made sense. That actually made sense.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, this is super interesting. And then I don't remember how, but somebody told me about Real AF. And I listened to an episode, and like he was saying shit that I was like kind of thinking, right? Like, oh, this. And then I was listening. I was like, oh my God, this makes sense. So I started listening to him. And he started like opening my eyes to all this shit. And I'm like, wow, this makes a lot of fucking sense. Mm-hmm. And then he proceeds to be right about almost everything.
Yeah.
So anyways, he also, he's got a billion-dollar companies and multiple whatever.
Yeah. And debt-free too, by the way.
Yeah, incredible. But so episode 733, Q&AF, Fundamentals of Business, whatever. So it's his Q&AF. Amazing. Take and listen to it. It's a really good one. So that, and then I was listening to Hermosi, who also talked about something very similar. But what about scaling? And it goes right into like, it's kind of different, but like we can move it over from the whole like marketer thing, right? Mm-hmm. There's three ways, three main ways to get your
customer base.
Customers. You have marketing, you have sales, and you have brand. Okay? And so like what both Andy and Alex Hermosi just preach, and this makes so much sense, and this is like, I talk to you about this a lot, and Kyle and whatnot, is like, right now, as we're like a small business, everything we're doing is just about figuring out the process. Mm-hmm. Figuring out like how we can provide the best product to our customers, okay? Mm-hmm. And so like we're just fine-tuning that. Not growing big, just like paying off the money that we had to use to start the business, getting debt-free, building up a savings account because we got to survive. Like, so like that is just happening at a small level so we can learn. Mm-hmm. And we can really understand our systems, our processes, how our subs work, who we can rely on for what, who we need to work with to get certain things done.
What skills we need to like all learn.
Yeah, what skills we like. How should I be like the something huge is like right now, estimating out some different types of work that we haven't done before, right? Mm-hmm. So like certain types of additions and stuff like we've done the work we've done the work, but we haven't generaled the project and done the full scope, right? Yeah. So it's like at a small scale, I'm going to do one addition, this kind of addition. I'm going to do this kind of addition. I'm going to do this kind of deck. I'm going to do it small, and I'm going to throw out my estimate so then I can learn and see like, oh, hey, we only made $2,000 profit, mm-hmm. right? Like, okay, that was a month-long project. That wasn't smart. Or, hey, we made $3,500 and we were there for 4 days. Okay, that was amazing. This is like actually kind of what we heard the estimates we're getting back as. So like if we keep our prices where we're at, we're competitive in pricing, and if we have a good brand and we show that we provide a good product, people will hopefully choose us over that, right? And so doing these things trial and error, now we build the skills, we learn, we get feedback, and we're doing something very important. We're building a brand, we're building a reputation, right? So you can go hit the pavement and you can be a phenomenal salesman. Phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And you can just, you can have a bad name, but if you're really good at selling, we know multiple people like that they just sell, and that don't matter. They get the work. We go in and we see it. It's shitty work, but they are good at sales, right? They overpaid by double, but man, these motherfucking sales, okay. Or you build a brand. Mm-hmm. However you want to set it up, maybe you get your three things, right? You can either do it timely, you can do it for a fair price, or you can do quality, right? Mm-hmm. So you get two of the three. So whatever. If you want all three, like you can't get all three. It's not possible, right? You get two of the three. Sometimes one of the three. Whatever. So if you look at that and maybe your business is like, hey, I'm going to give you really good quality and I'm going to do it at an affordable price, but it's going to take me a while. Or I'm going to give you something for cheap and fast. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it is you decide to offer, whatever. I like the quality thing more. If we've like, I want to provide a good product. And so like now our brand is to like build a brand that we do quality work and we do it at like a fair price, a competitive price, right?
Yeah.
And so you might have to wait a little bit longer to get us or whatever. So the whole thing that they talk about, which makes all the sense in what we've been working on and what we like plan to work on, before we scale, before we start doing a lot of marketing, before we start doing sales and bringing more people in the door, we are first making sure we understand our business and we can provide that, like that, the things we want to provide as we scale. The last thing we want to do is get a bunch of jobs because we hire a salesman, someone great at selling, get a bunch of jobs, but we can't get it done timely. Our quality shit because we're hiring subs we've never worked with before just because we got to get the work done, which we've seen so many people do. And then we have to charge more because
we hired too many staff.
Whatever it is, right? Overhead grew too much, whatever. And so it's all about building the brand over the marketing and the sales.
Yeah.
And if you can build the brand, it comes for free. You know, you don't like think about it this way. If you build a crazy brand, like Andy Frisell with affiliate marketing, you build a huge brand and you have all these people who believe in you and believe in your products going out and representing your products. Because of it, you get, you know, if you get
30% off of anything from their
whatever it is, right? Or you get 5% of the people that go and buy the product. You get 5% of the sales, whatever it is, right? So you do that. Now your reach is huge. It's not just based on one salesman or based on some fucking ads you're doing.
Yeah.
You've got soldiers out working for you, spreading the word. And it's the same thing about building a brand of word of mouth. So far, like everything we've done is word of mouth, except some mailers and shit for some flips.
Yeah.
But like all customer work, everything's word of mouth. It's literally people know that, like, people will be like, oh, Shaun and Kyle did this. They did a good job. And they did it at a fair price. And then they tell someone and they're like, hey, will you give us an estimate? Yeah, boom, 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 down the road, right? And so when you think about it that way, don't think about how can I scale today or how can I get more money today. Like, think about the long-term impacts of that, right? So like, what does it look like? What does it look like 1 year from now? What does it look like 2 years from now? So can I go just sell someone some shit? Absolutely. Can I hodgepodge it together? You betcha. So will that put more money in my pocket today? Yes. What will that do for me in a year? What will that do for me in 2 years? If you look at the longer picture and you really like reverse engineer it, you'll be doing the right things today to build a good business, a good brand, which then will save you so much money in the future by not having to hire out all these salesmen, these marketing, like these big marketing budgets, everything like that. You will have the revenue coming in without you having to do all the work going out. I'm sorry, dude. What's up? You're like, can we please be fucking done?
I should really start timing to see what the record is for how long you can just keep talking without me putting in any input.
What would you like to say?
What do you got next?
No, I want to hear what you got to say about that.
No, it's good. I like it. I don't know. It's our business plan, yeah.
All right, cool. The last thing I got. I've only got one thing left.
Okay.
It ties all the way back into the front end of this.
Okay.
We started with books. I want to wrap up with books.
No, okay. Do I gotta think anything else, politics or business wise? I'm very curious to see if the Communist Manifesto mentions anything about college students. See if there's any truth behind that video that we saw. But anyways, there was a video that we saw that said, that's why I brought up Mao earlier, was because he basically militarized college students to pretty much do his bidding for him. Right. And that's how they became a communist country, was because he convinced the college students that that was what was best, And yeah, then they were his soldiers, and then they became a communist country.
Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah. Oh, there was something else. Oh, can we do more research on the ending of civilizations?
If you want.
Because they always like talk about how, and I wanted to see how truth is, like how much truth is behind it. How a lot of civilizations, right before they end, they start like gender's like the first thing to go or whatever.
Yep, I remember that.
Yeah,
I've seen that.
So I want to see like how legit it is.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's what I got for you.
Should we wrap up?
Yeah. What do you got? What's your last thing?
All right, guys. I don't know if you've ever heard of this. It's called The Terminal List.
Oh God.
Series by Jack Carr, a thriller. Okay. We've listened. Kyle and I've listened to all 7 books. I'm actually starting to read them from 1 through 7. God dang it, dude! If you like reading, read it. If you like listening, listen to the damn book. It is so good.
Did you just talk about you were gonna read the second half of Red Rising?
I am after this one book. I'm gonna hit the one terminalist, and then I'm going to Red Rising.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But Jack Carr, I was wondering how or when he was gonna wrap up the storyline, right? Because you can only be badass for so long. It's kind of like a James Bond thing. Like, when does it end? And if you guys have watched the most recent 007, right, the last James Bond, you see how it ended was like, oh, damn. So anyways, fireworks are starting, so I'm going to wrap this up real quick. Jack Carr, if you check it out, is how he ends up wrapping up the series after 7 books. I was very happy with. I thought he did a great job. And if you're looking for a good fucking book, if you just like listening to a dude just slaughtering motherfuckers, like if you like listening to gore, you need to listen or read these books, because there ain't nothing like being out, going on a little jog, doing a little lifting session, and listening about James Reese gutting a motherfucker with a tomahawk.
We have different tastes.
I'm going to tell you what, dude. Ain't nothing get me fucking running faster than thinking of just gutting someone with a fucking axe.
Sean and I always have an issue with movie night, because Sean always wants to watch an action movie, and I always want to watch like some kind of comedy or romantic comedy.
Rom-com. I love rom-coms once they get going, but I love watching motherfuckers get gone.
A lot of times we just can't decide, and we either end up with Harry Potter or Fast and Furious.
That's so true. You can't go wrong with them. You know?
Yeah. If I highly suggest, if you want kind of like a brain, how would you describe Outwitting the Devil?
If you want to understand what's happened to society over the last 80 years
and make you feel like a piece of shit,
yeah, listen to Outwitting the Devil.
It's really good. It's really like eye-opening, and it kind of, I think, opens your mind to like why you are the way you are. Does that make sense?
100%, dude. It literally will tell you why you're a piece of shit.
Yeah. And then he kind of like talks about like, well, I haven't finished it yet, but you kind of get hints of like how to get out of it.
You get hints of how to get out of it. Then if you get his other books, The Law of Success or Think and Grow Rich, he wrote those books first before Outwitting the Devil.
Yeah.
He tells you how to be successful, and along the path of learning how to be successful, he learns how to be not successful. And that's Outwitting the Devil.
One of the things that I read recently was men having women, so like getting married. The devil describes people as drifters or non-drifters. So obviously, like, people who are under, like, his spell are drifters, and people who aren't are non-drifters. Just look at society. So, like, people that just drift through life. They don't think about anything outside of their life. You know, they just...
They do their thing. Oh, Sean, seed oils can't actually be that bad for you, or really red dye 40. Come on, what is this? It's not a big deal.
Not even that. Just like people that just like get up, go to work, get home.
That's true.
Have dinner, watch TV, repeat.
Right.
They just don't they don't have a purpose to life.
Right.
Those are drifters. So there's drifters and non-drifters. And he says one of the things that helps become a non-drifter is having a woman. A man having a woman. Like, so getting married.
Yes, but you have to think of the time he wrote that in.
Oh, yeah, 100%. But it, like, made sense because, like, think how much, like, you and I mentally have changed since, like, we've been together. Because you're able to converse more and kind of converse and analyze things.
Sure.
And then, like, plus, we could be two positive mindsets together.
Right.
And plus, like, men think very differently than women, so we also get, like, that kind of thing. So, yeah, it might just be, like, relationships in general now. Who knows? But I thought that was, like, something interesting. I was just like, that does make sense. Like, it's easier to be a non-drifter when you have a partner in crime, a best friend, a partner, or whatever.
100%, dude. You listen to all of the greatest men in the world. They say, like, what's behind them is a strong woman. That's it. It's every strong man needs a strong woman behind him. It's the only way.
Yeah.
It's the way to be as successful as you can be.
Yeah.
And then to not be a drifter. The thing is, and this is like the one caveat to that with our world now. Back then when he was writing that, most women were stay-at-home moms.
Yeah, 100%.
And so you have to provide. You have to have a purpose, right?
Well, you got to think most of that book, he is not with his wife. His wife is at home taking care of his kids while he's figuring out his shit.
That's why, like, everything that is in those books talks about, like, men. Everything is men.
Yeah.
Because that's how society was. And so if you have somebody at home taking care of the kids, helping raise the kids, whatever, shaping the future of the next generation while you're out, that's going to make you less of a drifter. It should, at least, right?
Yeah.
What I would say in today's society, a lot of people use that as an excuse. They'll be like, oh, what it comes down to is they're like, oh, I just have to provide for my family or whatever. Or like the wife's got a job, the husband's got a job, and they both just drift through life supporting the family, in quotation, supporting the family, but really they're just spending most of their time watching Netflix, playing on their phone, whatever, not really like bettering themselves, bettering the family, getting out of like whatever potential rat race there is, shit like that.
Yeah.
And it's not even like the one thing I want to say about that is it's not even about making more money or doing more work. It's about like becoming a better person, doing like working on yourself to then instill your like positive habits and things onto your kids and like things like that. It's not necessarily all about like going and making more money.
Yeah. I do think it's interesting too because I think like one of the issues with so many women being embarrassed with like staying at home is how the men like perceive it to other men. So like back in the day, like so many men were like so proud of like their wives being stay-at-home moms or like and would give them credit, right, to their like friends or whoever, like
sure.
oh she does such a good job raising our kids, right? But I think men have become so weak that like even like some people would still be proud of like their stay-at-home wife, right? Like they'd be like, yeah, she does a great job, like our kids are growing up great because she can do a better job than schools. But I think there's a lot of weak men that have like don't give their wives enough credit for things, which is why so many women like are just like, I'd rather go have a career and can show that I am a strong woman. You know what I mean?
I do think that plays a big role. I think probably equal amounts, if not more, the mom gets lazy.
I like, and two, I think it was so like women used to be proud to be stay-at-home moms,
right,
and grow good children,
right? Because we see today, dude, we know stay-at-home moms. Their house is a fucking disaster.
Yeah.
They smoke weed. The kids aren't learning a fucking thing. Like, it's not a positive environment. Dude, I remember stay-at-home moms and wives growing up. I had some friends that had, like, their mom was a stay-at-home mom. Dad was, like, a real good breadwinner. Mm-hmm. You could eat off the fucking floor.
Yeah.
The house was spotless. Like, they cared about, like, the presentation of the family, how, the presentation of the house, like, and shit like that. And so...
Now they're too busy on their phones scrolling while their kids are just running around wild.
I think so, because, like, I got to see growing up some stay-at-home moms who cared for the house and the kids before. And so would they sometimes sit and watch soap operas? Okay, yes, they did that. They'd have soap operas running in the background.
It doesn't take a full 8 hours to keep your house clean and cook and everything, yeah.
But nowadays, the cell phones, the Netflix, the binge watching, everything, like, people are so distracted. And so what happens when you're distracted? You're not raising your kids right. You're not keeping the house clean. You're not, like,
you're not proud of your children anymore. So many people are embarrassed by their kids.
You're not proud of the family.
Right.
Yeah.
Because all those people that are on their phones, whatever, like, they're not proud of their houses because they're not clean. They're not proud of their kids because they haven't been able to control them because they just run rampant around your house while you're on your phone.
Right.
And you give them only fucking sugar, so of course they're going to bounce off the goddamn walls.
Right.
So yeah, like, people just aren't... We got to be more proud again for things.
Yeah, dude.
No one's proud of this. I had some Snapchat friends today that were like, oh, get to celebrate the country that I'm not proud to be part of.
Okay. Celebrate freedom? Dumb fuck. Go to fucking Afghanistan. Wave your pride flag around. See what happens. Dumbass.
I was just like...
Go to Palestine, dog. Go fucking free Palestine. Go over there, you stupid fucks.
When I saw that, I was just like, okay, vote for people then that'll make you proud. Like... By people not being proud of where we're from, like, is just going to make it worse.
It's just like when we were overseas in Portugal last. Mm-hmm. Everybody thinks their country's the worst. Yes, we have, like, the weakest president of all time right now, but we still, as citizens of the U.S., think our shit's worse than it really is. Mm-hmm. And other countries aren't like, oh my God, the U.S. is completely fucked. They're like, oh, the U.S. is fucked up, but it's not like where we're like, we're fucked. This place sucks. We don't have pride, all that shit. And I'm talking the real pride in the country, not pride in being a faggot. And so anyhow, the point of it is we need to believe in the country, say America's great, all come together in unity, diversity, equity, and inclusion. We need to be inclusive of everybody's diversity, right? And treat everyone equitable. And then actually, like, be proud of our fucking country instead of hating it and talking shit about it and whatever, because that ain't helping no problem. Mm-hmm. And then we need to deport a bunch of fucking illegal immigrants.
Yeah. Well, how are they going to be proud of a country that they're not actually citizens of?
That's right, dude. How are we going to get their tax monies, dog?
Yeah. Anyways, okay. I'm done for today.
I love it. Hey, gang. Thanks for tuning in. I hope you had a wonderful 4th of July. This just fucking capped off a wonderful 4th of July for me.
Do you remember how we started this podcast and Shaun said, I could take a nap?
Dude,
and then he went off.
I was tired for the first 8 minutes.
And then we started talking about
Bridgerton. I don't even understand how it happened.
I love that for you. Okay, guys, have a good night. We will check. We'll see you on Monday.
Peace.